I'm Fractious Frank. I was born in Helsinki, but I grew up in Spain when I was 2. My family just moved there from here. And so I never grew up speaking Finnish at all in the household. It was just mainly Spanish and English. So that's why I don't speak that much Finnish right now at the moment. But I grew up in a very musical household, and I always grew up listening to music. There's always something playing in the house, my dad used to play, and everything from jazz to rock to everything from back in the day, 80s music to the current stuff. At the time, I wasn't into making music at the time when I was younger. And then because I was just playing football and skateboarding, and I thought I wanted to be a footballer when I was a kid. But basically, as I grew older, I was trying to figure out what should I do? But I would always touch up on instruments. My dad would always teach me about all different types of music. So it was always at the back of my head, it's good knowledge. I always loved listening to music, but I didn't really start making beats until way after I even moved out of Spain, because I was in Toronto for about 6 months. And then from there, that was when I wanted to start producing and making beats. I was always told I'm so good with computers, and because in Spain there was always these cyber cafes, and my sister I used to always go with my sister, and we just she'd teach me how to use it all the time. And so I'd always just go to listen to music on YouTube, all types of artists. I think when I started listening to hip hop and rap, I was listening to Lil Wayne, Eminem, that kind of stuff back in that time, 2010, 2011 type thing, maybe even before that. So when I was way younger, because my dad he plays keyboard, so keyboard is super normal and common, and when you're producing, you have MIDI keyboards, and it's play melodies on whatnot. It's easier to make melodies on. I grew up always playing that, or knowing the basics of that, and knowing how to use computers and stuff. I think it was a video I saw on YouTube, and it had a beat playing in the background, and I was man, this beat sounds so good. What is this? And then it would say the producer credit on the bottom, who made it. And then I checked on all these channels, and it'd just be instrumentals, and I'd just be listen to these instrumentals, and I'm man, this sounds crazy. I want to try to make my own. It was a year before that, I was just making stuff on my phone with GarageBand, and I was just making all kinds of random stuff just on my phone, because I didn't have a computer at the time or anything. After I started looking into more of the art of producing, I asked my dad it's for an early Christmas present, can I get a laptop? Because the laptop I had at the time was broken and I couldn't even use it. So I was man, I need to get this laptop. And the first thing I'm gonna download is FL Studio. I was looking at different DAWs, which are what are the programs called to make to produce stuff. So then I got it. It was this most cheap $300 no crazy laptop. I didn't know much about what I needed or anything. As soon as I got the laptop, first thing I downloaded was FL Studio. I made my first solid beat that I ended up showing just to my parents and everybody. I was yeah, this is what I made. It was some Migos type beat, Versace, when that song was going crazy. It was it reminds me of that. I still remember because it was some horn sounds I did. It was I don't even remember what it sounds like, but that was the first thing I made. And I was and I remember from that time, my dad, he was telling me about some people actually can pursue this as a career, and giving me kind of a background on if I really want to do this. And in the back of my head, I'm yes, I can actually I want to try and make this something that I do full time, I already knew from the start, from the first beat, that I was satisfied with showing someone. At first I named myself Young Frank, the most basic name ever, but I was just I'm gonna just go with this right for now. I made a YouTube channel, and then I just posted it wasn't even a backdrop. I had to like screen record the screen from another program because I couldn't export the beat. And it was like I had to do like cut a whole bunch of corners and stuff, but I just had to make it work. When I first worked with my first artist, I was still under Young Frank, but there was this guy called Fractious Floyd at the time. He goes by Floyd now, and it was like right before 2015. It started 2015. I was like, okay, new year, I'm gonna change my name. But that was like the first artist I ever like started working with, and he was telling me like, yo, like if you need a new name, like just take mine, like just put Fractious Frank, like it fits. And I was like, yo, that's facts. Like I could probably just do that because I didn't want to be Young Frank anymore. So I just took Fractious Frank, ran with it, and it's been like that since. First time it was like people were hitting me up from like Instagram, or I'd just put myself out in like Instagram comments like, yo, like anybody need beats. Like that was one of the first time. That's how I worked with the first artist. Through YouTube, more people kept like hitting me up. I didn't like sell my first beat for a while until like 2015 or 16. Then after that, when I thought, okay, like now I can make like actual like money from this, even though it was small, it was like, it's like a start, you know. And at the time, I did not want to like work with any Finnish artists, even though I was living in Finland. I didn't know any Finnish artists. I wasn't connected with the scene at all. I didn't know who was popping at the time. I was mainly focused on US stuff. Before I even met Vladis, I was making beats for David. That's how Vladis, I guess, was kind of like he knew about me through him, kind of. But he also like kind of found out just like about my stuff on SoundCloud. Like he followed me on there after, I guess he was asking people about me. I don't know exactly. But then after that, he hit me up like, yo, like I want to like start making my first song. I want to like make some music. I'm like, okay. Like he was like, yeah, just come to my crib and like can you come and make some stuff? I was like, yeah, for sure. So then I just went there, just made like just one beat that of the style he wanted. Didn't end up being anything, but it was just like a try to like make something new for the first time with someone. So after that, I don't know how long it was after that, when he hit me up again to like send more stuff, he asked me like, yo, send me some more stuff. And then I was like, yeah, for sure. And then one of them was where the bass beat ended up being. Around the time Vladis put out, or Cledos put out Days, I was like already connected with some artists from the States because they had found me on YouTube. I guess I was still uploading on like stuff on there, and I'd built like a relationship with them. So I was like traveling there. Like I went to New York and I actually played it for like a bunch of people there, and they were like, wow, like because when the video came out, it was crazy. It was like crazy how it was like going off. And then I was showing people there. They were like, wow, they got the swag, like they got the style, like for sure, like they can go crazy. And I was like, okay, like that's dope. After that, it was just like a lot of. It's weird because in a way, I don't feel like the Finnish stuff with the international stuff related like super much. I guess the Finnish stuff was just like it just ended up happening way faster than the national stuff. And the national stuff was going a little slower, and it's like harder to like do stuff with people like abroad, like from one place to another, sending beats out and stuff. But after the whole Finnish thing with Cledos, like I felt like I didn't want to put my beats on YouTube anymore, because even though I was gaining a lot of traction, like one video was going crazy, I was like, I don't want to consider myself a type beat producer. No disrespect to like type beat producers, like so many like crazy producers out there doing that and who have like accomplished so much. But at the time I was like, I'm gonna either focus on one thing and like work a couple of things instead of like just having to deal with like a lot of people like hitting me up and telling them they're gonna like send me stuff, or they're gonna like pay for a beat or whatever, and then they don't end up going with it, and it's like just dealing with like random people on the internet. making myself more exclusive was like what I was trying to do, and not be like too available. Like all my stuff's on YouTube. You can just get a beat from me there. Like, nah, I want to make my stuff like rare. Like you can't get this like nowhere else. You know, like you gotta like if you gotta be at the right place at the right time. Like get it. You know. Like right now, I'm super. I've noticed like such a growth with the stuff I've been making, and I wanna know more, or I'm getting more into the art of vocal engineering and like engineering and mixing and all the other side of producing. Because producing, you have the beat maker, you can make a beat and you can like get it to the artist. Then there's the other side that really makes you a producer, where you make the song like that ends up being the song. Yeah, it's just good to have like way more skill sets when you're for the process of making a song, and it's just like way more easier and quicker to get things done. I want to do more like melodies, like and like do vocal melodies for the artists and like pitch those ideas to them, instead of just having like a slate beat and then them having to come up with it. So that would make things a lot more easier and quicker. And there's a lot of advantages to that on the business side as well. So that's definitely how I want to like step up my game this year. The kind of person I am, I'm super laid back, chill, quiet. I like to like listen to people more than I like to talk. But that's a lot of thing with like producers too. I realized like even Cledos said like, yo, like what is it with all producers that are like so like chill and quiet, and like I'm like, bro, I don't even know. Like that's just like we're like so behind the scenes. Like we don't like to like worry about too much. We don't like to like I don't like to stress about a lot of things. Like I just want to like go with the flow and like just be chill like the whole time, you know.